Welcome back to Flappy Paddle Reviews. Today I'll be teaching you how to fix a door handle on a Fiat 500. Now, this is actually a fairly common problem with Fiat 500s. Most of the time it's just this front bracket that breaks, so you have to keep it in place while you open the door. But in my case, the whole thing broke off, so I'm going to have to replace both ends. We're going to start off by opening the door. Now, I can't do that unless I go in from the passenger side. There we go. Now, what we're going to want to do right away is you're going to want to grab a flathead screwdriver. We have to pry off a couple of parts. So the first one is going to be this piece right here. You just get behind it. See if I can do that. Pop it out, and that'll reveal two 5mm hex bolts. The next piece we're going to pop off is this door trim right here. We're going to go at it from underneath in case I scratch anything. That way it doesn't show quite as much. This one's a bit trickier to get to. It's pretty tight to the door, and I may need to use a different tool or find a different way to go about it. I'm coming from the inside. That seems to work pretty well. Alright, so my recommendation, I just found this out. Open the door handle a little bit and actually go from the inside there and pry it out. That seemed to work really, really well. Alright, now we've got our Allen key with the 5mm end. You stick it in there and just twist that out. It's a lot easier if you have a 5mm hex end on a wrench or something like that, but this is what I've got, so that's what I'm going to use. Alright, so there's one. There's two. And the third one is located inside of here on the door. So it might be a little trickier to get out because I don't have a magnetic end. It's also really helpful if you have a magnetic end on your tools. Once this falls, it's just going to be inside this hole here. Oh, never mind. I was lucky enough to keep it on the end. Nice. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is remove these little plastic covers here. Now, I have an Abarth. I'm not sure if this is because it's the Abarth car or if it's just a different door in general, but most of these you actually pry behind and pull out and it's just clips that release. But with this one, we need to pop these out to reveal a Phillips head screw, and that's how we're going to get this door loose. So what we're going to do, I have a utility knife here. Be very careful. I did not come prepared with anything else. I'm just going to wedge it behind there, pop one out, and then there's another one down here. Same thing, just get a little piece of it and pop it out. And the next thing is we're going to have to unscrew these Phillips head screws. So I'm going to go ahead and get this first one out. All right, there's one. Next one is down here on the bottom. Let's see if I can move you guys down with me. There we go. Should be able to see well enough. I can see. Oh man, I can't. I'm gonna have to get all the way down to the ground here. I think I'm in. At this point, I think it is out. I just gotta grab it. There we go. Yep, and there's two. Alright, next thing we have to do here is just find a good spot to grab. You're gonna want to push away with one hand and pull with the other. And it should just pop right out of those clips. Then we're just gonna have to bash it straight upwards to get it all the way out. And this will have the window switch on this side that we're gonna have to disassemble as well. So I'll show you guys that in just a second. Alright, so the next thing we have to do here is pop the window switch out. There's gonna be a clip somewhere in here. And if I can find it, should pop right out. There we go. So there's the window switch. And the next thing is going to be this piece right here. First, oh man, that's tight. You're just going to pull this white piece out that's connected. I'm really struggling to get it here. I may need a screwdriver or something to pry it out. Let's try that. That is in there tight. There we go. All right, so we got that popped out. And the next thing, see if I can show you guys here. This little red clip You're going to want to unclip it from the metal piece, and that'll pop right out. And now we have the whole door panel removed. All right, now we're to the inside of the door, and this is the part that hurts a little bit because you do have to cut through this layer right here. A lot of cars, you can just peel this back, but as you can see, this is glued down, and it's just going to rip. So we're going to make a cut all the way around this section, and we'll just tape it up at the end because that's about all we can do. So I got this free from the auto parts store. We'll see how well it works for cutting stuff. A little high there, it'll work. It's a lot sharper than I thought it would be. All right, I'm just gonna peel this back to reveal everything, and we're gonna raise the window. I had to lower it to show you guys the other angle, but we're gonna raise it up real quick. All right, now that the window is up, we can peel this back. I'm just gonna grab a piece of tape just to hold it back. I'm using clear packing tape just because I figured that's, I don't know, just because that's what I had. So now that we have the interior of the door revealed, I'll show you guys what it looks like in here. See if I can move my little tripod down. There's a couple things we're gonna have to get at, and all of it is way back there. It's gonna be a tricky job for sure. All right, the first line of business is we're gonna need to remove this screw right here. It is not a Torx T30. I was lied to on the internet. Okay. I was told it's a Torx T30. I'm assuming that's what that is. This is not a T30. That is a Torx T25. So I was lied to. Luckily, I still have that bit here. And you just got to unscrew this one all the way to release the door handle. This is one of the mounting points. It does take a while. All right, there we go. We're out. Now coming to the inside, this is where things get tricky. All right, so inside the door panel here, we're gonna need to take off this 10mm nut here. And I dropped it down in there. We should be able to get it though. There it is. That 10mm was the one that was holding this broken piece on, so we're just gonna remove that and then wipe this down real quick. All right, this next part is where it gets really tricky, especially to film and do things at the same time. So I'm gonna do my best here. But first thing we need to do is release this black tab from the metal piece there, and it is a tough job to do. We got that moved off there, and now we can release that there. And the same thing on the back side. We're gonna push this down, push that one up. All right, here we go. Come on. Come on. Yes. All right. There we go. We got that clip off too. So this metal rod will also come out here, and then both of these will just hang loosely. And we got these two. If I can find the second one. One rod here. Oh, it's hidden back there. So we got these two metal rods. Now we're gonna pull it out from the top. All right, so the last bit is we're gonna have to pull this out from the top. There we go. And that should give us the clearance we need to pull the door handle out from the outside. So let's see if that works. All right, coming from the outside now. It would be a lot easier if I had a full door handle, but we'll make this work. You really just gotta find the right angle. It takes a lot of wiggling and playing with it to find the angle you need to get it out. And man, is it tight. It is tricky to even get partially out. There we go. close. There we go. All right. So now we have this whole piece out, we're going to have to go ahead and swap the lock barrel for the new door handle and put this one in the new piece because we need the lock. This is very dirty. It's kind of disgusting, actually. So I'm going to clean it off real quick, and then I'll show you guys how to swap the barrel here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and swap the lock barrel over. So you're going to need your key to do this. First thing that we're going to do is pop this off just so it's not in our way. It's just another little clip. Push back with your finger. Oh, it's a tough one. They hurt. It causes some physical pain to do this job, that is for sure. We're going to use a screwdriver and try not to stab myself while doing it. There we go. We got that off, and then it should just pop right out of there as well. We're going to set that off to the side. Next thing we got to do is, if I can show you guys here, must be locked. There we go. We're going to use the key. We got to slide it over so we can remove that circlip that's in there. And the best way to do that is to use a small or a large. Wow, look where that landed, right on my finger. What are the odds of that? So we're going to remove this circlip. That way the barrel will be able to slide out. Next thing you're going to do is going to take a little bit of pulling, but we're going to remember which way is up. Hard to know which way is up when you only got part of the door handle. So this way is upright. We're going to remember that just so we know how to put it back in there. You're just going to turn it slightly, and you should be able to pull that lock barrel out. And mine went flying off to the side here, but there we have it. And this rubber bushing that's on the outside, we're just going to place back there. We're going to peel back protective film on this, and remember which way is up, so we're going to match those up with each other. Looks like this is the right way to go. Should be good. And there's already a new circlip in here, so we don't need to worry about replacing it. Since this flew off upside down, I'm just going to take a wild guess here. Put it in this way, and all you're going to do is push it back. This rubber bushing. Push it back in. Takes a little bit of effort to get it all the way. And I believe we're good to go. It doesn't quite fit as flush as the old door handle, but it is still in there and operating, so that's good. All right, now we need to go put this new door handle back on the car. One last thing I forgot to mention is we have to put this rod back in. So you're simply just going to push this off to the side a little bit so you have access to it. With the key, makes it a little bit easier. Slide this in the back side. You'll hear it pop in, and then you're going to move this clip over the side and just pop it in like that. All right, so coming to the side of the car now, I'm going to slide this rod in first, and this is one of the trickier parts here, is trying to fiddle this in without breaking anything. So you need to slide this silver end in first, and it is really tight. And man, I do not want to break anything because that would be a pain. It's right there. I gotta get this door. It wants to go. It really does. And there we go. It's not going to sound good, but it is in. All right. So now that that's in, we're going to go secure this end loosely on the other side, so that way it's not sliding around while we're working with the other side. So we got our 10mm nut here. We're just going to screw that in hand tight on the other side. That way it's not going to pop off and scratch this outside of the car. All right, back here on the outside, we need to make sure this is in tight. And it takes a lot of wiggling to find the right way to do it. The top feels like it's in pretty secure, but the bottom must be something in the way. There we go. You gotta hit it. Once you hit it, it locks into place there, and that is in there tight. So one good bash and you should be good to go. Although it's not quite lining up with the old one here, but I suppose that's just because it's an aftermarket part, shaped slightly different, but that is definitely in there tight. We're gonna go ahead and replace this bolt right here using that TX25. And that is in tight. We'll go ahead and tighten this the rest of the way. And now we're back to the tricky parts. So we've got two of these metal rods, if I can find the other one, hidden in here somewhere. We've got two of these metal rods. I don't know where the second one went. Where would it have gone? Wait a second. Is that, am I? Oh, okay. We only have one of those in right now. I completely forgot. I took the other one out. I was a little lost there. So what we're gonna do is pop this one in the back. Oh, this is the annoying process again. Okay, we got it in the hole. Now we need to clip it. All right, clip is back on that far rod. Now we need to get the close one. First thing we're gonna do is just slide it in right there, and then rotate. See if I can hold this so you guys can see. We're just gonna rotate that black clip that's on the bottom and pop it back in, just like that. Now we're gonna switch the angle so you guys can see what's going on up top here. We need to pop this into that spot. Make sure it goes in tight. I believe I heard it pop in, but just to make sure. Yep, that's as tight as it'll go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and tape up this door panel here, just using some clear packing tape. It's not going to be the best job in the world, but it'll keep it in place. I did have to cut an extra hole in the bottom here to get my hands through so I could film through the top hole. So that's why we have two holes. So we got the inside all taped up. Now we're just gonna reconnect these two wires here. This first one is for the window switch. And the second one, we're gonna do in opposite order of what we did before. I'll try to move you over here so you can see it. Basically what you're gonna do is reconnect it into that spot, slide this red piece over, click it on, and this piece is going to push back into the spot that we had it earlier. Once again, it is really tight, tough one to get in. Once you pop it in, it should be good to go. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come from the top, and get it pushed down into the spot there. And now back you guys up just a little bit. You're just going to hit it so the clips are back in place. There we go. Now we have these 2 screws to replace on the side of the door panel. There's one. Next one's on the bottom here. It's gonna be tricky to see, so I'm gonna have to get down the ground. There we go. That one's in there tight too. The last thing for those 2 is just to pop these clips back on. There's one right there. And, oh man, goodness. And there's one down there. So those should be in, good to go. Now the very last thing is to replace these 3 bolts and put the trim pieces back on. That one's in tight. That one's in tight. Last one here. There you go. That one's in as well. Pop this trim piece back in, down first. Bottom side should slide in, and the top should just pop in right after that. There we go. And then finally, you're going to put this trim piece in on top. And that should be good. Now let's test the door. All right, we've got the door here. Look at that. Good as new. Test the lock. And we are good to go. That is how you replace a door handle on a Fiat 500 Barth on the driver's side with the lock barrel replacement as well. All right, that is it for today, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video and that it helped you learn how to replace the driver's side door handle on a Fiat 500. This whole process took me roughly an hour and a half, including filming. So I think realistically, it can be done in under an hour if you have the right tools and if you have a little bit of time to do it, a little bit of patience. It can be tricky. It's a tedious job, but we got it done in the end, and it works as good as new. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Flappy Paddle Reviews.